It is time to press snooze on the news and turn to the only opinions that count. Hey everyone, I'm Steve Noviello. It is time to get for real. My panel tonight has been with me all week, but tonight we have to say goodbye. It is time to trade you all in for some fresh meat that you'll meet tomorrow from Fox 4 Sports and Free For All. She made the very long walk all the way down the hall to join our little party. It is Sam
I do what
Gannon.
I can. I do what I can. Hello.
He will leave you asking, where does he get all those ties? It's Fox 4 News anchor Steve Eagar.
Hello.
And it has been a pleasure to put a face with her famous voice all week. From K104, DeDe McGuire is here. And thank you so much for being here. And I'm excited about tonight's show because we're going to get to talk about your foundation and a huge event that you have coming up. And I have thoroughly enjoyed all of you this week. I hope I do not have to beg you to come back, which brings us to tonight's topic. It's time to take two. You know who doesn't love a good bachelorette party? Everybody else at the bar who is not part of the bridal party. But as sure as she is the queen of the night, the bride-to-be is equally sure that everyone wants to raise a glass in her honor, or at least buy her shots, until she can't even raise her own arm to hold back her hair in the ladies' room. But here is something I recently noticed, which caught my eye. The entire bridal party in custom shirts with a QR code. Just scan the code to pay their tab. And while donating money to a good cause certainly has its place, it turns out the definition of good cause may be cause for concern.
Online charity giving, also known as online fundraising or digital philanthropy, began to gain popularity in the late 1990s. The American Red Cross became one of the first major organizations to launch an online donation system. GoFundMe was founded in 2010 to provide individuals with a way to raise funds for personal causes and emergencies. However, some contend the definition of cause and emergency has taken on broad interpretation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to check my GoFundMe page. I'm raising money for a life-size Barbie dream house as well as Beyoncé tickets. Talk amongst yourselves.
Class is back in session tonight as we add another new word combination to our vernacular, cyber begging. And much like kinda pregnant, I really see no reason for those two words to be used in the same sentence, but here we are nonetheless. Scores of people now turning to the internet to ask complete strangers for money. Now, I'm not shaming anybody who's asking for help. There is no pride lost in asking your fellow human being for a hand, but have we lost the motivation to earn our own keep? Yes, I am looking at you, 10-year-olds risking their lives, running through busy intersections, fundraising for their field trip to a big sports playoff game. For you folks, I have three words: car wash fundraiser. My own friend who once asked me for a donation so that his adult cheerleading team could travel to Florida. I told him to go ahead and dig for spare change in the cushions of his Land Rover first, and if he came up short, to then ask me to make up the difference. It seems we are obsessed with the ease of you GoFunding me instead of me being self-supportive. And why do we do it? Because it works. Like these folks who gave to the Let's Get Kylie Jenner to a Billion page, which collected thousands of dollars in an effort to help turn her $900 million fortune into a $1 billion fortune by the time she was 21. Or how about the folks who lined up to donate money to a Canadian influencer when she was on the hook for $13,000 in damages after she trashed her Airbnb? She fully admits, yep, she did it, and that she could pay for it herself, but quote, why not try this first? Why not? Well, let's ask the panel. Eagar?
Well, in Kylie Jenner's defense, everybody thought she was worth more than $1 billion, and then they kind of retooled it, and she wasn't. So her supporters were trying to get her back up.
By the way, that raised thousands of dollars.
Right?
No, it wasn't.
Outsiders.
It was thousands of dollars before they took it down. The fact that people gave thousands of dollars
to help her
to get to the milestone.
I don't understand it. I think it's gotten out of hand. Everybody has a GoFundMe page or something, and I get so many of them that come to the radio station. Everybody's always like, DeDe, can you help? DeDe, can you? I get so many DMs and everything else, and people are asking me to help. On it? I really got to make sure. I like to try to do my due diligence, and I'm always asking people, is this true? Is it real? Does this person really need it? And most of the time, they don't.
They don't. I do, because I get the same thing a lot. Well, could you post? And I say, listen, I get so many of these. If I were to post all of them, it would be the only thing you see.
Yeah.
So what I will do is submit your story to our editorial desk. And if they find that something truly awful has happened, and something
Right.
truly newsworthy has happened, and you need some help, because our viewers are great about that. When we
Yes.
put somebody on TV who's in a moment of crisis, people really
Well, they
do
trust
step
that
up.
we vetted them.
Well, that's the thing, right?
There you go.
And a lot of these folks on GoFundMe, et cetera, are not vetted at all.
No, I remember I did a GoFundMe page because I used to live in Lake Charles and they had that horrible hurricane a few years ago. So I decided to start one, and I had a bunch of people ask me, well, where is this money going? And I showed them. And that's the thing, if you do your homework on everything behind it, that's one thing. But the Kylie Jenner thing, I mean, people are just obsessed. This is the power of celebrities, influencers. That is the age that we live in. People will go to any lengths to feel like there's someone connected to someone they idolize.
I may be too passive on this. I don't really. I mean, just don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, just don't do it.
But we're training.
If you see some stupid ad, don't do it. Don't fall for it. Don't do it. And I don't have a problem because I'm not going to pay any of those stupid GoFundMe.
My
accounts.
concern, though, is that we're training an entire generation of people to not have a charity car wash, to not go and sell popcorn or whatever it is that they do to raise money these days, right? But instead to just say, okay, click, 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 now everybody give me money. Or even the kids, and this drives me nuts in Dallas because you remember the new panhandling laws or the sidewalk safety laws, as we have disguised them, prohibits people like the fire department from passing the boot. Those people can't collect money, but these 10-year-olds who are able-bodied to be able to go and make friendship bracelets and something to show me other than,
Right.
could you put a couple of coins in there?
But isn't GoFundMe for the convenience? I think that's the reason.
Well, that's the problem,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, but I kind of see it. I see where maybe somebody really is in a bad way. Maybe they're in the hospital. Maybe they need some help, and they've created a GoFundMe. There are some that are very, very legit. I agree. I
Well,
mean,
if you want to do it, and don't look back.
There you go.
And if you don't.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you're going to investigate after the fact, I got ripped off. Well, don't do it.
Well, then you shouldn't
Right,
give them.
right.
Well, what do they say, right? If you give somebody $20 and never see them again, it's probably worth it.
here it is. I like it.
Round one is done, but there's plenty more to come after the break. You ever wonder who never saw Jurassic Park? How about the scientists who say they are on the cusp of bringing the woolly mammoth back to life from their Dallas laboratory? But first, there's nothing new about Taylor Swift being a household name, but is her booming popularity causing some bad blood?
That's great.
First it was Taylor Swift's music, then the tours, now the movie, the cruise, and even the college courses in her name. Plus, all of those things that all the little Swifties out there are, I'm sure, going to tell me I'm forgetting. There has not been a star who has burned so bright since Michael Jackson's hair caught fire on the set of a Pepsi commercial. But is the constant, and I mean constant, mention of this woman's name getting on your last nerve, or are you able to just shake it off? Take a look.
Taylor Swift's rise to superstardom is a fascinating story of talent, hard work, and strategic decision-making. She first gained attention as a country music artist with the release of her debut self-titled album in 2006. Taylor has combined her exceptional songwriting skills, ability to connect with her audience, and her shrewd business acumen, constantly reinventing herself and captivating fans around the world. Her current stadium tour is breaking attendance records, and her new romance with football star Travis Kelce has raised her iconic status even higher. I used to be jealous of her, but now I've learned to shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Off. Shake it off.
So
Okay, now
credit
you
where
talk.
credit is due, right? I mean, first up, these accomplishments are many.
Yeah.
They are huge. They are unlike what people have seen. And I personally, really, I'm very Steve Eagar on it. I really have no opinion on Taylor Swift. But now I kind of hate her because I'm so tired of hearing about this woman. Now, I will also say we have a producer on Good Day who is a huge Swiftie. So every time I'm on that show, there's at least one story about Taylor Swift. And I'm like, do I really care about any of this. I mean, you play her on the radio, I'm assuming.
No, we don't play any Taylor Swift, but I gotta be honest with you.
Not on K104.
No, not at all. But can I tell you guys, I do like Taylor Swift. I do. But one of the things about her that scares me is that she's been looking 16 since she came out. This woman hasn't aged. This woman has looked the same. It scares me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
What is she doing?
But I'm a fan, and I love her and Travis Kelce. I do. I like it.
Are you tired of hearing about it, though?
Yes and no.
Because in all seriousness, it does remind me of Michael Jackson when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy could not run to the restroom without all of us talking about it. And there was so much mystery about him and so much mystique. I mean, it was constant all all over the place.
I know, and that's what I love about Taylor. And I'm going to tell you what she's done. Taylor Swift took over Monday Night Football. I mean, like, this girl, I was like, this is so amazing. She's so American. I love her.
Of all the people on the panel that I thought would be Swifties, the one who I did not think would be, turns out you're a Swiftie.
I am.
Have you been to her concert?
Yes, I'm going with my daughter to New Orleans next November. And by the way, hotel rooms are like
$1 zillion,
$1,000 for
right?
Hampton Inn.
Wait. Let me get this straight. You're going next year? You guys already...
Yeah, tickets.
Wow, you really are a Swiftie.
October 27th. Anyway, so I know Heather Hayes was crazy and taking the kids to I ignored her, didn't pay attention, was kind of whatever. And then I think she became an adult, so it was okay for me to say, hey, let me look at this person, not a little girl. And she's beautiful, talented, and then I saw Miss Americana and watched how she writes songs and how she thinks and how she is great. I think she's a great human being. And so I like her. I really, really do. I admire her. I think she's beautiful, talented, and someone we can invest our like in because she's not going to disappoint us by being stupid.
Yeah, listen, and she keeps her nose clean, which I will say I do respect. To have that kind of magnitude as a celebrity, and she's got a pretty clean record. I mean, there's really nothing, But it's just, I mean, I get frustrated with the obsession of people in general. Like, why we're just so like. I wish people would spend more time on themselves than wondering what Taylor Swift is up to at a football game.
I was surprised when the "Let's effing go."
Well, and that's where you had
Taylor.
That's where you had all of these people all of a sudden into football now. All these Swiftie fans, now they're obsessed with Travis Kelce. I've never been a huge Swiftie. I do like some of her music. I think she's a heck of a songwriter. She's extremely talented. Her tour that she's been on, I mean, she has like a 44 song set. I mean, she's incredible. I think she's a powerful woman. I think she's a great role model for a lot of young women coming up. I am getting kind of tired of hearing about her every single day. My thing is, let her enjoy her life.
Right, leave her alone.
I wish that for her too.
Let her have some privacy. Let her and Travis Kelce go off and do their thing. And I love love, so I'm happy to see.
Did you anybody happen to catch the interview with Travis Kelce's mother on the Today Show? Hoda and Savannah sat down with her and they're like, "So
tell us everything."
Tell us everything. And she was like, she was okay. I mean,
she's over it too.
She kind of apologized for that because she didn't know how everybody wanted her to be. She didn't want to make a big deal of it.
But I love that in the moment she was herself. She was like, she's dating my son.
Yeah, let them do that.
I have two pretty awesome sons. Like, I mean, this is not new to us. And I mean, Savannah and Hoda were just like giddy with like, we were all gonna make s'mores and get our blankets out and swap stories about Taylor Swift. And it just didn't work out that way, right?
Gosh, I've just dominated the Taylor Swift segment, didn't I?
You did.
There you go. Well
You're
done.
a Swiftie.
You're a Swiftie.
Will wonders never cease. All right, here's some other news that's going to surprise you. After the break, it's a comeback that is thousands of years in the making. Why some Dallas-based scientists say the de-extinction of the woolly mammoth might just save the planet. And later, we're going to get some time to go 3-on-1 with our guest, find out how you can spread some holiday cheer with DeDe McGuire. You're up, we're up, let's just stay up together. Scientists right here in Dallas have a pretty colossal idea to bring the woolly mammoth back to life. And we're not talking about a couple of guys just shooting the breeze after a few too many beers. There's actually a plan and a timeline for the prehistoric creature to walk the earth once again.
Breakthrough genetic engineering technologies like CRISPR and others have made it possible to read, edit, and even write genomes. Combining these modern genetic engineering technologies with ancient mammoth DNA recovered from frozen specimens allows for the de-extinction of the woolly mammoth genome. Reintroducing the woolly mammoth to their former homes in the Arctic regions will help to bring balance back to the habitat and slow or even reverse the damage that climate change has done to our planet. Colossal. Restoring the past for a better future.
Okay, so let me fill you in a little bit quickly here. Yes, this is the same woolly mammoth, which has been extinct for nearly 10,000 years. Yes, they will use an elephant surrogate for gestation. Yes, the plan is the mammoth will be able to re-inhabit the same ecosystem previously abandoned by their previous extinction. Now, it's not going to be exactly the same DNA, although it will be indistinguishably close. It will look, walk, and sound just like the woolly mammoth, but most importantly, the beasts will be used to stop the Earth's permafrost from melting so fast. So hidden underneath all that permafrost is enough carbon to simulate burning all of the forests on Earth 3 times over. Reintroducing the animals to these regions have proved that you can actually lower the temperature of the permafrost by up to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, because what happens is when the animals roam the lands, all of these micro little grasses grow, which apparently reflect the sunlight and keep the heat from absorbing into the Earth. I have to say, when I first heard about this, I was like, don't we have bigger things to worry about here? I'm sorry, did cancer get cured? But now that I'm reading more of it, I have to, when I was reading, I was like, I'm kind of a convert now. What do you think?
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not. I'm sorry. There's a reason. Let nature take its course. Let things happen.
They're gone for a reason.
Yeah, it's gone for a reason. I think it's dangerous. And as soon as it happens, I may have to jump off the planet. I don't know where I'm going because it feels very dangerous to me. I think we got to be careful.
I like the cause of this because planet Earth, Mother Nature, we're in a rough patch right now. I think what we just heard in that video, I like it too. Now, if we're talking about bringing back a T-Rex or a Megalodon or something like that, I'm like, no, leave that in the past. I'm with you. Nature's taking its course. And once we see one thing like that, what is going to come next?
Exactly.
Well, so I believe
dodo bird.
Right, dodo bird is on the list. There's a tiger on the
Tasmanian
list, the Tasmanian tiger.
Yes.
So they've actually got some other. It's not just the not just the woolly mammoth.
Right.
Here, it's all of these other animals as well. I'm curious though, like, okay, so you use an elephant to birth this thing, and then you just send it to Siberia and let it
roam
best
and do
of
its
luck?
thing?
I mean, how does that even work?
I think we have the movie with the
Jurassic
Park, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jumanji?
We have fire now.
Yeah.
We have fire and we have big bazookas, and so the T-Rex, even if they did that, the T-Rex is not going to annihilate us.
But I don't want to see a T-Rex. I don't want a T-Rex. I don't want to know that a T-Rex exists.
Exactly.
If it can help the environment and do,
Well, it's interesting. So one of the things that
if that's actually truth and there's big science behind it.
Right. I mean, if it could, at the end of the day, save the planet here, right? One of the interesting things about this company is that they talk about a lot of this research that happens, in many of these, different ways. Develop things that we take for granted, like Tempur-Pedic mattresses. I mean, that was something that NASA first was looking at to keep people comfortable in space, or wireless technology. I mean, these things that are very commonplace with us, kind of started as these very grand and harebrained ideas. So what might this bring? The idea that you could, I just feel like we need to start with something
What'd you just
smaller.
think of?
though.
I just thought of it then. I can bring my little dog back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I mean,
They can bring it back.
But
Yay!
well, did you see Pet Cemetery? That was also another movie that could be a cautionary tale here. But to your point, that the land where the woolly mammoth used to live is so frozen solid that they actually have perfectly preserved animals under the ice.
That is
yes, they have the DNA that they can pull it out here. And actually, one of the issues that they're talking about running into is the tusk, the ivory from the woolly mammoth, is so valuable, and there's such a hunt for it that they're worried about. Okay, what problem might that kind of cause? I think at the end of the day, we all kind of agree that there's a equal and opposite action to everything. There's a consequence,
Yes.
right? And what might the consequence here be?
Okay, I'll tell you what the consequence is going to be. You guys ready? Somebody's going to go over there, capture one, have it in their house, in their backyard.
We already see that on the news. They carry out some weird snake or some.
Right. Remember, I mean, whatever happened to that cobra? Remember the cobra that was missing?
It's on the loose.
Did they, right? I mean, I never
Great.
saw it
He
again.
had
Did
an
you?
Instagram page, I think.
The point where there was like some reverse aging down the line,
Yeah.
where we get into that kind of thing. That might be interesting.
Well, again, they're talking about the CRISPR technology that they use to kind of manipulate DNA could lead to things like living for 200 years. But then again, now we have this problem where people live for 200 years. So what are you going to do? All right. You know what's no problem? Finding a great person to spend the holidays with. Up next, you're going to find out how you can hang with DeDe McGuire this holiday season. And remember, you've always got a seat on our panel. You can text your video comments from this or any other show, 469-818-9114. It could be the reason Steve Eagar's hair somehow looks fuller and thicker each time I see him, but this is a plug of a different kind. DeDe McGuire has been our guest all week, and from her vision board to now audio boards across the country, she helps countless listeners start their day each day, and now you can spend part of your holiday season with her. You've got a very special event coming up.
I do. I have the Winter Wonderland party that's coming up. It's a huge fundraiser for my DeDe McGuire Foundation, and what we do is we raise funds for women, single moms, to go back to school, whether they want to get a vocational degree, finish their bachelor's degree or whatever. And so we're raising funds. And so at Christmas time, we have a lot of fun. Everybody gets dressed up and it's festive and we make it snow in there. This year we have a band. We've got 2 DJs. We've just taken it to a whole nother level.
I mean, there's like hundreds of people that come to this thing.
Yeah. We're expecting about 400 to 500 people this year at the party.
I thought it was really interesting when you talked about the basis of it, that a kid can be in trouble and then they send them back to a home without an educated, often single mom. But if you get these women college degrees and they're very successful, then everybody kind of gets
goes and they grow with her, because they've often said the statistics show that if the mom is educated, normally her child would be. So that's where I was like, okay, and then if she's making a little bit more money, she can move out of certain neighborhoods. And so that's the basis of the foundation. And it was all inspired by my mom, who was a single mom, who had 5 kids. And I looked up one day and I watched my mom go back to school and I thought, how great is that? And it was a struggle. And so I recognized single moms, there's a struggle with daycare and, working in their jobs. So when do they ever get this extra money to just go back to finish their degree?
Go ahead. No. I was going to say, how long have you had the foundation for?
It's coming up on 5 years. 5 years, and so far we've given out $150,000 in scholarships.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
incredible. Run down the details for me real quick. Where can people buy tickets? When and where is the event?
Okay, the event's going to be it's going to be at Pegasus Park, 3000 Pegasus Park. Also, tickets are available online. You can go to Eventbrite. DeDe's Winter Wonderland.
And is there a limit for how many people can come? I mean, get them
as
quick,
many as you can bring, as many people can buy tickets. It's all about a fundraiser. It's having fun.
Yeah, and some cool things. There's a dress up contest and cash prizes. And
$500 for the person who's wearing the best outfit. We're also going to be outside, so I told everybody, I encourage everybody, we have part of it outside. You can wear your fur.
Do you have your outfit ready?
I don't have an outfit ready yet.
You really like the venue, though, right? You love that.
I love the venue. We were talking about that.
A beautiful job with Pegasus Park. Well, we certainly all hope to see you there. And I have to say, it has been an absolute pleasure to get to know you a little bit better this week. All right, that is all the time we have for tonight. We're back tomorrow with a whole new crew. Hannah Battah and Stephen Dial join the panel. Plus, she's an OG from the Real Housewives of the Big D. Stephanie Holman is filling the 4th chair. And whether you're just starting your day or just ending it, remember, opinions are like air fresheners. Yours is kind of nice, but everyone else's stinks. We'll see you next time.